Hi guys, welcome to Cold Wild, and again I'm back again with another question. This is called the minimum number of arrows to burst a balloon. It's basically a medium level question in the code. So before I start the question, I want you to read the question once. I hope you have read the question. So basically, what they're just asking is, they are given many balloons. Balloons are, I'm sorry, I'm really not that great in drawing. Uh, Just saying, they're just saying that there are a lot of balloons like this. It's in the form of it's horizontally present. It's like this. Can be set horizontally. Let's assume there are balloons like this. I mean, yeah. So they are shooting an arrow from the bottom in the vertical direction, but it's there is no certain x-axis from where you are shooting the arrow. It can be here, it can be here, it can be anywhere else. But what they're asking is shoot an arrow from the best position so that the minimum arrow should dismiss all the balloons. What do I mean by that? For example, to burst all these balloons, let's assume we need minimum of two balloons. That is, if you're laying an arrow from here, this will burst both the balloons, right? Because these are in the same lane, and you can't burst this because it's a bit forward, because the gap, you can see the gap, there's a gap between this, so it's difficult to burst all the three at the one shot, so you have to take another arrow, right? So they are also saying that arrow doesn't stop; it goes infinite distance. So for shooting to both the balloons, you would need a common arrow. So they're asking what is the less number of arrows that you need to burst all the balloons, right? I hope you get the clarity. So let's come back to a question. So yeah, see, let's take an example. They just ask the example states that 10, 16 to 8. This is the diameter of balloon. That is 10 to 16. Uh, this is 2 to 8, 1 to 6, 7 to 12. They're saying the output is 2 balloon. Minimum 2 arrows you must need. Well, how it is 2? Because they're taking 2 arrows, that is they're shooting at 6. Why they're shooting at 6? If you're shooting at 6, 1 to 6 and 2 to 8, right? 2 to 8 and 1 to 6, because uh, 2 comes under 1 to 6, right? 2 to 5 comes under 1 to 6. So there is some part of balloon which is being included in this. So you just have to find the common part so that one arrow will be sufficient to burst the both balloons, right? And for this 7 to 12 and 10 to 16, 10 coincides in this, so one arrow will be included to burst these two balloons, right? If you take the second example, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is nothing in common, right? 1 to 2, this is something different. 2 to 3 to 4 is something different. 5 to 6 is different. 7 to 8 is different. There is no coinciding and value, or the balloon is not coinciding, so you need separate four balloons, right? And for this also the same example. um so what we have to do, so first thing what we have to do is, this is not order, right? This is in somewhat different angle, so we have to do what we have to do. The first thing is to we have to arrange the balloon in such a way that it should be sorted. For example, one to let's take, we have 1 to 6, and let's say 11 to 15, and let's say 5 to 10. If the balloon ordering is like this, we have to sort the value in such a way that it should be in ascending order. I mean, the second value should be in ascending order. What do I mean by that? For example, it's if it is in this way, we have to sort in such a way that it should be 1, 6, 5, 10, and 11, 15. Why it's necessary to sort this? Because if you are sorting this, it will be easy for us to know which is coinciding, right? If you are sorting this in ascending value according to a second value, it's obvious that if it is in an ascending order, it's obvious that some part of the next value will coincide with the first second value, right? If you now, since it's sorted, it will be easy for us to jot down which how many arrows is needed. If it was in this case, you just need to traverse till the last. Again, you have to traverse for each. But in this, since it's sorted, it will be easy for us. So 5 comes under this. So for bursting these two balloons, only one arrow will be sufficient, right? And now 5, 10, and 11, 15. There is huge gap. I mean, there is 1 centimeter gap. So you need to burst this with the separate arrow. So totally two arrows you need. What if there is a common value? Like what if these two values are same? That time you have to sort it in ascending order of this first value. I'll just show you while I code. So let's begin. So let me take this as v for my simplicity. It will be easy. So let me just start this. It will be v dot begin, v dot end, and let me take a comparator because we are sorting it via second value, right? So we need a comparator. So let's take a comparator that is take vector a, and let's name other vector as b, and say that if a of 1 is double equal to b of 1, as we discussed, we will sort this by the first value if the both the second values are equal. So we will say that uh, uh, sort it according to the ascending value of its first value, right? So we are saying a of 0 should be less than b of 0, that is, it should be in ascending order. Or else just say a of 1 is less than b of 1. This is the normal thing which we discussed. Right now, just take a for loop and just check the value. That's it. We are done. P dot size and plus plus. Before that, we also need a counter variable. This is equal to 0. And also we need uh, a particular value. Uh, for example, we have to fix the value first. So for that, let's take a point value int v, and let's fix v of 0 comma 1 as the fixed value, because we have to check, right? We have to check using this value itself. Have to check, we have to point this value, and we have to check with the other value if this is greater than the uh, next first value. So what we say is if v of I comma 0 is less than or equal to p, then just continue, because we know that then you just need a single arrow, right? You just need a single arrow to burst both the values if p is greater than the next first value. right? And you do observe, we also have to, like, we have to return the counter variable, right? At last we have to return the count variable. Just know that we have to return uh, C plus 1. Why are we returning C plus 1? Because we are taking it as 0, right? And we are containing it. We are not including it as 1. If you want, you can just take equal to 1 and return C. Both are the same case. So yeah, we are just saying continue. Or else what do? We just say C plus plus, and we will set p as v of 0 comma I, right? We are fixing the next point as the next element's second value. So yeah, I just realized that we have put the comparative function inside this. We have to put it outside. So again, let's run this. I hope now it's good to go. Yeah, it's working. So let's submit. Yeah, it's working. So yeah, that is it from this video. If you like the content, do like the video and do subscribe to the channel. Keep coding, be safe. Bye.